Well, thanks for staying with us. Now, the Ghana Union of Traders is asking members of the business community to consider adjusting prices of goods and services as the city gains marginal stability. Well, they released a statement on your screens now is a copy of that statement, and it reads that GUTA is lauding government's efforts at stability and value of the city. The Ghana Union of Traders Association wishes to appreciate the efforts being made by the government and the Bank of Ghana to stabilize the city. We urge the government to continue with more efforts to sustain the program and bring relief to the business community. As the value of the city begins to appreciate, GUTA wishes to appeal to members of the business community as well as staffs to adjust the prices of goods and services accordingly to make the consuming public feel the impact of this positively. Interesting. So we're joined on the line right now by Dr. Joseph Obeng. He's president of the union. Thank you so much for joining us on Joy News Prime. Now, this statement clearly gives directives to your members. However, how will you ensure implementation?
The pricing that we have is always been done with the dollar. And much as it's coming down, no, we do not have any option than to bring down these prices according to the changes. The same way when the prices were going, when the dollar was going up, we went up with our prices. It's the same way that when the dollar comes down, we also have to come down. So it's the natural of business, and that's why we are appealing to our members to make the necessary adjustment and make also strike the necessary averages. Some may have different kind of excuses because this one is relative to each importer, because some might say that they imported their goods earlier, some might say that. So we all have to strike the reasonable averages so that the impact will be felt positively by the consuming public, who have suffered a great deal for the past 3 months. And especially when Christmas is coming, we have to give this to the consuming public so that they can have the respite and also enjoy the Christmas festivities. So we are very grateful by the government effort of stabilizing the currency, and we even encourage government to sustain it so that businesses will thrive, consuming public will also have the respite, and then we envisage a quicker and faster turn around of our economy.
Mr. Obeng, I'm particular about implementation because I recall actively when the dollar kept rising, you led campaigns to ensure that government act. Now we are seeing some gains. How are you going to ensure that the average woman on the market is actually reducing the price of the goods and services? As president of the association, what are you going to be doing on the grounds to ensure we see this reflect?
It has actually started showing. From last week, I deal in electrical products, and the cable rose up to 1.5 cable rose up to 300 Ghana cedis. Now it has come down to 270. It has started showing. See the business that we do there, and the competition that we have among ourselves, and the fact that the exchange rate is the major indicator of our prices. When it comes down, you cannot overprice yourself out of the competition that we have in there. And of course, we have consumers also to serve. If you do not have customers, you are not a business person. So every business will want to service his customer. And so this must do something. When the trend comes down, we adjust positively. And this is exactly what the trading community will do, where we are not malicious in our trading activities at all.
Well, that's from you, but then I'm still keen on implementation because I recall as at the time you made the calls for government to act, the dollar mark was way above 12 cedi. Now it has come down. Yes, we know that. But then what if members argue that they still have goods to clear? I'm keen about implementation because there's also an argument that you cannot tell me at what price or cost I'm supposed to sell my goods. So I want to know what you are doing as a group to ensure that they're heeding your directive.
That's why I'm saying that it's business that we are doing and it is relative. And so much as you are correct to say that we cannot force anybody, that's why we are just appealing. So it's not that somebody can force somebody. No, not at all. But it is a natural cost. When the exchange rate goes up, the prices go up, and when it comes down, it follows the same. But you see, some people might have bought the dollar at a different stage, where maybe their goods have not come, and so those people definitely are going to suffer the fate of it. But that's why I said that we should strike the necessary balances or average. We should strike the necessary average between the time that we bought the higher dollar as against the now that we are buying cheaper, and we can extract a reasonable average for which we can reduce the price to make the consuming public also feel the impact. Especially at this time when we are going for Christmas, we should hand over something nice to our consuming public, even if we have suffered in the past.
Thank you very much, Dr. Joseph, for being as president of GUTA. Well, Joy News is learning that the prices of poultry will be up in the coming days. There's more in this following report.
Chicken is enjoyed in most Ghanaian homes as a protein accompaniment to their favorite local meals, including fufu and rice and other continental dishes. It is the cheaper protein alternative to other meat sources. But the live chicken, eaten largely on festive occasions like Christmas, will see a marginal increase at most vending points.
As for Christmas, you have to give Ghanaians the fresh and healthy chicken.
Vincent Opon Owusueje is president of the Ghana Poultry Farmers Association.
The brown one, the layer, as of now, we've priced it at 70 cedis per bed, the brown one. The white one, I mean the broiler, in fact, it will depend on the weight. That's why we cannot give any price for it.
With only a few days until the Christmas holidays, prices of both the broiler and layer breed have already increased on the market. Abna Boachewa sells poultry at the Ija market.
First nearly G60. You say almost at to say 70 cedis. White one, no, almost when the first nearly 65, they say 100 cedis.
Prices of poultry have seen nearly a 100% increment during the same period last year.
Last year, by this time, not that 35. And then I'm saying, okay, by this time, they're not call 40. The Christmas, mean age now 40. After Christmas, no, and I call 45. Till this year, they are cost too much.
The exorbitant cost of feed and medicines for the upkeep of the animal are attributable to the ballooning price of chicken.
If you look at the cost of production, I mean a ton per feed, which was 1,500 Ghana cedis per ton, is now 6,700 Ghana cedis. The percentage is too huge, and this is affecting the poultry industry.
For vendors here, the imminent price increment would mean a bad market for the season.
They say no near bar because of say 50, I go 55 per go 60, 70 per copeno. Our background now when you're ready, sir. To about senior make my samba. After Christmas and a day, and you're back off from Kran. Because so to me, I could go back best 75 metako back and some not to talk no.
Regardless of the economic turbulence facing the country, are you willing to enjoy your scrumptious and succulent chicken this festive season? From here at Ija for Joy News, my name is Emmanuel Bright Kweku.
In a related development, President Akufo-Addo is urging Ghanaians to do away with partisanship when it comes to the matters of the economy. He urges us to work together to achieve the next phase of the country's greatness. There's more in the following report.
According to the president, extreme partisanship in our national discourse has been a watershed moment in the country's quest for development. He wants a more patriotic and a selfless approach in tackling issues in the country.
Our country today needs patriotic citizens more than ever. The time has come for more selfless approaches to the discussions around our economy and other sectors of development. The time has come for us also to eschew extreme political partisanship and look into attaining the collective success of the ordinary Ghanaian. We must portray how patriotic we are by upholding the nation's constitution, respecting our country's symbols, traditions and heritage, acknowledging the sentiments of fellow countrymen and women, and contributing constructively to the growth and well-being of the nation.
The executive director of the National Commission of Arts and Culture, Janet Enanyami, said the festival is to revive and rekindle the patriotism in Ghanaians and allow the people of Ghana to appreciate and live harmoniously with each other, fostering oneness, which will help prevent strikes and other actions happening in the country.
We are recognizing and identifying ourselves with others, and that makes us as one people. That binds us together as a people. So what we are saying is that we are celebrating this culture to revive the patriotism in us, to rekindle it in us, to let us appreciate each other, let us live in harmony with each other, to make us one people.
Central Regional Minister Justina Marigold-Hassan in her address indicated that the festival offers an opportunity to honor ancestors and past heroes, as well as remind Ghanaians of their rich cultural heritage.
I believe the interaction among us will be a positive and fulfilling one. It should also provide a platform for us to learn about other parts of our country, as well as also open the regions to us. These are the building blocks for our unity as a people and a common destiny. This, I believe, will be the surest way of giving meaning to the commitment to unity in our diversity.
A chief representing the Upper East community in the Central region, Alhaji Apam Nuhu, also acknowledged that patriotism can only be achieved if Ghanaians visited their heritage. He added that the Ghanaian culture is a complete way of life and will bring peace, unity and patriotism when it is followed.
So this day is very important for us as traditional rulers and all Ghanaians, that we should be serious, because that is the only thing that makes us Ghanaians. You cannot survive in this global world without identity. People are struggling for identity. What is our identity? Our identity is that we are Ghanaians, we are Africans. So for us, we want to protect our culture, we want to project our culture, we want to showcase our culture, the beauty of it.
The festival, which commences in 2023, will begin from the district level through to the regional and the national levels. Reporting for Joy News, Richard Kwejenyako, Cape Coast.
You're still watching Joy News Prime. We'll be back after this quick turn. Thanks for staying with us. Now, the Community Water and Sanitation Agency has bemoaned the quality of water in the country. According to a research conducted by the state agency, it has identified unapproved human activities as a major factor accounting for the pollution of water sources in the country. The Executive Director of Community Water and Sanitation Agency, Engineer Dr. Walayo Kojo Siabi, says there is more to be done if government hopes to erase the country of this canker.
Water quality is a problem in Ghana. CWSA uses about all our sources is about 95% from groundwater. And all the data that we have suggests that about 30% of the groundwater that we have will have high levels of iron, manganese, fluoride, arsenic, hardness, and all of that. And all of these have health challenges. We also know that our surface water sources, of course, we are seeing them every day. And as for that, it's a big issue. But that's the only one we see, the one in the ground, we are not watching it. But we also have those challenges. There were unapproved human activity within the basins that we have these rivers. We have also noted that there are a lot of misapplication of funds within the communities. There were many times I have to go to Parliament to go and answer questions on why communities were misapplying the funds they generate. It was difficult for me because that was not my mandate. And so it's a big issue. They were not accounting to the assemblies, and the assemblies also did not have enough resources and time to follow up on them. We also have, so that leads to the next problem, inadequate supervision by the assemblies are also challenged with skills.
That'll be all for Joy News Prime. Please, for more news, do log on to myjoyonline.com. I'm Fostina. Sarfo. Good evening.